Hello students, today I am going to start a new chapter, that is cell, the unit of life. And today's topics are cell, structural and functional unit of life, then cell organelle, cell theory. So first of all, we will discuss about the term cell, who has coined the term cell and the role of different scientists in this field. First of all, Antony von Leeuwenhoek was the scientist who discovered simple microscope to observe things, and in this simple microscope he has used single biconvex lens. After that, another scientist, that is Robert Hooke, he has discovered compound microscope, and in this he has used double biconvex lens and a concave mirror for reflecting light on the observable particle or the substances to be studied. So, double biconvex lens and concave mirror was used in the compound microscope discovered by Robert Hooke. In this, by this compound microscope, Robert Hooke observed that the cells in the cork cells appeared like the compartments of honeycomb. Like this, honeycomb-like structures appear to him, and he has, after observing this, the name that came into his mind was that it looks like jail compartments, or the term he has used for this is cell. So cell is a term coined by Robert Hooke. But Robert Hooke has observed this cell in the dead cells of cork, while Antony von Leeuwenhoek has discovered cells in the living cells, and that were the larval cells of salamander. So this, if it is asked that who has coined the term, Robert Hooke was the scientist who coined the term cell. Then he has observed the cell in the dead cells of the cork. But Antony von Leeuwenhoek, he has discovered in the living cells of the larval cells of salamander. Then is why the cell is termed as structural and functional unit. Structural and functional unit, as we know that the cell, the plant part, animals, the parts of the animal or the organism like insects, birds, any organism, any living form, that it is made up of organs. Organs are it is having organs. Organs are made up of tissues. Tissues are further made up of cells. So ultimately, cells are the building block of each individual. So cells are the building block of each individual. Then next thing is, since the cell defines the structure of an organism, defines the shape, size, or the shape and size of the organism, so it is the structural unit. It defines the shape and size. So it is the structural unit of life. Next thing is functional unit. Cell is capable of performing all the metabolic activities necessary for all the metabolic activities necessary for the survival of an organism. since it performs the metabolic activities, so it is the functional unit of life. Then one more thing is, cell is capable of independent existence. Capable of independent existence. So as from these following points, cells are the building blocks. It defines the structure, shape of an organism. All the organisms are made up of cells. Then the organs are made up of tissues, and further by cells. So every part, every living organism is made up of cells, and so it is called the structural unit. Each cell is capable of performing the metabolic activities, or it is capable of independent existence, as in case of amoeba, paramecium. These are, or euglena, these are the organisms that are unicellular organisms. These unicellular organisms, unicellular means single cell. These are the single celled organisms. Each cell of, or the each individual is capable of performing all the activities like digestion, then movement, and absorption. All the processes are going on inside their body. They are the cell is independently existing. That's why they are. This is the fourth point of the topic, that cell is the structural and functional unit. Or to support the answer, you can give the following points. If it is asked why the cell is termed as structural and functional unit of life, then you have to give these 4 points to support your answer. Then the next topic is cell organelle. Cell organelle. Inside the cell, nucleus is there, mitochondria is there. Nucleus, mitochondria, Golgi body, ribosomes, then endoplasmic reticulum. So many cell organelles are there. Why we are using the term cell organelle? If a part of the cell, or if any part of the cell is having a definite shape, size, and a definite function to perform, then it is termed as a cell organelle. So this cell organelle, mitochondria, Golgi body, nucleus. Each cell organelle is having a definite shape, size, and a definite function to perform, or a role to play inside the cell. So when they are having a particular role, particular structure, then it is termed as a cell organelle. Then cell theory. One more thing that students are mostly confused about: cytoplasm, nucleoplasm, and protoplasm. So before describing about the cell theory, nucleoplasm, the components of the nucleus. The components of the nucleus, all the components of the nucleus is termed as nucleoplasm. The components or the substances present outside the nucleus is the cytoplasm, which is a semi-fluid like structure. And nucleoplasm and cytoplasm together termed as protoplasm. So this nucleoplasm, the component of the nucleus, cytoplasm, all the substances present outside the nucleus is the cytoplasm, and these two together termed as protoplasm. Next is the cell theory. The three scientists proposed the cell theory. That was Matthias Claden, Theodore Schwann and Rudolf Virchow. These three scientists proposed the cell theory, and according to the theory, 3 points were mentioned. First point was cell is the smallest unit of life. Cell is the smallest unit of life. Number 2, cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Functional unit of life. And number 3, all cells arise from pre-existing cells. Pre-existing cells. So all these three are the cell theory proposed by the scientists Matthias Schleiden, Theodor Schwann, Rudolf Virchow, and they propose the cell theory. According to the theory, cell is the smallest unit of life. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. All cells arise from the pre-existing cell. So this is the basic about the chapter. After this, we will discuss about the cell organelles, that is nucleus, mitochondria, their structure, their function inside the cell, and the role played by each organelle. So thank you for today.